Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the West Ham Network. This is your 5 things we learned about the game, the victory over Leicester City. What an interesting game. What an interesting game. But let's take a look at the 5 particular points I brought to the equation with regards to the game at London Stadium last night. Let's get cracking and keep your comments coming in and let me know your thoughts as well as we go through them. Now, listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I do feel sorry for Leicester City. Now, I've put a picture up there of Ruud van Nistelrooy, but the reason is I feel sorry for the Leicester fans. No wonder, because they did not try. It looked like they didn't try. It looked like they didn't care. It looked like they had no fight. It looked like they'd already given up hope of any element of fight. They're done. They're dusted, and I do feel sorry for them. Ruud van Nistelrooy looks like a man that doesn't want the job. I noticed it very early in the game when they focused his camera on his face. He had his head down at one point. He looked like he was so zoned out. He didn't even know. I think Leicester got a corner, and it didn't even look like he was paying attention. So his head's gone. The players' heads are gone. And they didn't really set the world alight. They didn't even really cause us any concern. I think they got a little bit of something back in the second half, but that was down to West Ham not coming out of second gear and allowing them the opportunities. I said it from the first game that we played them, when we played them at the King Power, and they beat us, and they shouldn't have beat us, that they were the worst team in the league, and I think they are. I really do think they are, and I feel sorry for the loyal Leicester fans who turn up week in and week out and watch that team play. So yeah, I do think that that's helped West Ham get a result over the table. So let me know your thoughts on point number 1. And I think I've led into this by talking about point number 2. We never left second gear. We didn't. I've never seen us so dominant, and it was nice to see in terms of passing, especially in the opposition box. First couple of minutes, Leicester had the ball and kind of attacked our goal. Never put us under really huge amount of pressure, but after that, at one point, I was reading the stats, and it was like every last 5 minutes, West Ham 87% possession. Last 5 minutes, West Ham 85% possession. So we were in full blown control, but the thing was, we never left second gear. And it's quite interesting because I always feel like, I wonder what would happen if we really went for it. I don't know why we don't. I don't know why we don't. Sometimes it's that I'm not saying I'm concerned about it, even under Potter. I'm definitely happier under Potter, but I just feel like with the squad that we've got, we have maybe left no chance for us to be any different than what we are, especially when we don't leave second gear, because that game last night at Leicester City, we certainly did not leave second gear. So let me know your thoughts on that. Let's talk about this man, the goal scoring midfielder, Tomas Soucek, scored a goal on his birthday. I've written there 0 to hero because, again, the guy's been criticised throughout his West Ham career, especially over the last couple of seasons, but this season and even potentially last season, and depending on what kind of West Ham fan you are, that's probably many fans wrong. He's still there, he's still doing his job, he's still creeping up with goals here, there and everywhere. He's effective at doing what he does. He sometimes goes under the radar because his style of football is not the style of football, flamboyant. He's not your central defensive midfielder. He is just a box-to-box midfielder, and it goes back to the reason why we bought him in the first place. We were missing that box-to-box midfielder. If you think back to the moment we signed him, that's exactly what we're missing, the piece of the jigsaw, and he still finds his way into this team, no matter the manager, David Moyes, Julian Lopetegui, and Graham Potter. It's still all about Tommy Soucek. He's there, he's everywhere, and he's always wearing Claret blue, and he's always given 100%, and he's always put his body on the line for the club, banging in another goal for the club, being as effective as he normally can be. He is a threat. He is a goal-scoring threat. Even Freddie, my son, watching the game last night, 8 years old, he's like, Dad, he's the best attacking header of the ball West Ham have got, and he's so right, and it's so true, so effective at the job he does. So plaudits to Tommy Soucek, who did walk away with the Man of Match award as well. So join Russ as he does go through the player ratings later on as well. Number 4 is about Evan Ferguson. A lot of people, West Ham fans, were hoping to see a little bit more time on the pitch. Maybe a bit confused at why he didn't get more than 20-25 minutes on the park, but I think we saw tonight why he didn't get more, because he does look like he is off the pace. he's definitely not up to the pace yet. He's definitely not up to the standards we need him to be at, and he's definitely lacking that regular game time. He looks like a player that's just come back from injury and needs to fight for his fitness and fight for game time and fight for match time. And I'm just hoping that Graham Potter can reignite what he once was at Brighton. And there's a reason they brought him in as well. But I do think you've got to give a player like him a bit of time, especially coming back from the injury that he did. He's not going to hit the world of light, but I think when if things do connect at the club, and he gets his level of fitness up, and his if he gains the pace that we're looking for, not be off the pace, then bang, he's got so much potential, so much potential. But I think certain points in this game, we were lacking having two up top, and I think we could have had two up top in several parts and times in this game. Who am I to criticise Graham Potter? And why am I saying that? Because the guy has, for the first time since March, yes, you've heard me correct, West Ham have gone back-to-back league victories, back-to-back, beating Arsenal 1-0, beating Leicester City 2-0, one away from home, one at home, 3 goals scored, no goals conceded. So plaudits to you, and we need the points to keep pushing our way up this league as we possibly can. 2 wins on the trot, 2 clean sheets on the trot. That can only but do the world and the team so much justice, give that credibility amongst the squad to make them feel that they are ready to rock and roll for the rest of the season. We've come into a break now, and then we then start to focus and try and get players back fit, and plan for the game coming up against Newcastle, who are just blowing hot and cold left, right and centre. So that's going to be a massively interesting game, but we can get at them under the lights at the London Stadium at home and really cause them a bit of pressure. So the fans turn up, we turn up, and get a victory there. And we're starting to just close that gap between us and the top 10. It's a big jump, but it's capable of doing it. And if you can, I'm seeing signs. I'm seeing a little bit of identity, something I didn't see earlier this season. But Potter's bringing that identity to West Ham, and long may that continue. And I think the excitement comes in the summer with the big turnaround that we've got coming, which is players going out and players coming in. Either way, we got the back-to-back victories and we got the result we were looking for. So let me know in the comments, do you agree with the 5 points, the 5 things we learned from the game against Leicester City last night? Leave your comments, hit the thumbs up, and of course hit the subscribe button. Take it easy and come on, you irons.